स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। बीबीटी इसकान संस्था का आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। कृष्ण कृपा मूर्ति श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय, मथुरा धाम की जय, मायापुर धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगामयी की जय, यमुनामयी की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, समावेत भक्तवृंद की जय। All glories to assemblies, all glories to assemblies, all glories to assemblies. सर्व श्री गुरु अंगद श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna, I request all the devotees with the folded hand, please think about the beautiful form of the Lord Krishna and Lord Nrsimha and repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया। भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठकी। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोर्मुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्यो नमाम्यहम्। जय नरसिंह, श्री नरसिंह, जय जय श्री नरसिंह, जय प्रह्लादेश, जय पद्ममुखा, जय पद्मभृंगा। बोलो श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण। So we'll read through Prahlada's one of the shloka here from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.9.8. One Prabhuji and one Mataji I request to read because of the time constraint. First let me read. Shri Prahlada Uvacha Brahmadhya Sura Gana Munayo Atha Siddha Satvaikatana Gatayo Vachasam Pravahai Naraditum Puru Gunair Adunapi Pipruhu Kim Dostum Arhati Sa Me Hari Ugrajatehi. Shri Prahlada Uvacha Brahmadaya Suragana Munayota Siddha Sattvaikatana Gatayo Vachasam Pravahi Mataji, one more. Shri Prahlada Uvacha Brahmadya Suragana Munayota Siddha Sattvaikatana Gatayo Vachasam Pravahi Kim Marati Same Hari Putra Jate. Translation and purport by Evangelist Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation, please repeat the translation after me. Prahlada Maharaja prayed, how is it possible for me, who have been born in a family of Asuras, to offer suitable prayers to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Even until now, all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma and all the saintly persons would not satisfy the Lord by streams of excellent words. Although such persons are very qualified, being in the mode of goodness, then what is to be said of me? I am not at all qualified. Purport, please listen to the purport. A Vaishnava who is fully qualified to serve the Lord still thinks himself extremely low while offering prayers to the Lord. For example, Krishnadasa Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, says, Jagai Madai Haite Muni Se Papishta, Puri Sera Kita Haite Muni Se Lagishta. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 5.205. Thus he considers himself unqualified, lower than the worms in stool, and more sinful than Jagai and Madai. A pure Vaishnava actually thinks of himself in this way. Similarly, although Prahlada Maharaja was a pure, exalted Vaishnava, he thought himself most unqualified to offer prayers to the Supreme Lord. Mahajana Yena Gata Sapantaha. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya-lila 17.186. Every pure Vaishnava should think like this. One should not be falsely proud of his Vaishnava qualifications. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has therefore instructed us, Trunadapi Sunichena Taroriva Saishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 17.31. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Unless one is meek and humble, to make progress in spiritual life is very difficult. Om Gnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Today we are going to hear about Prahlada Maharaja, who is a staunch devotee and is a very strong devotee and is a very senior devotee, because he heard from the womb, he is very senior. He is not taken initiation after 30 years or 15 years or 20 years. From the womb he was initiated by Narada Muni. So he is such a senior devotee, but he is praying here. If you see in this shloka, he is telling himself, how I am qualified, who am I qualified? So many such great personalities, they are all there, Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Indra, they are all such a great personality. In front of them, who am I? I am a very small boy. He is praying like this. So which is very important for us. Unless one is meek and humble, to make progress in spiritual life is very difficult. So I will come back to this point again later in the class. Now what we will do is, I thought first half an hour we will hear the story of Prahlada and Nrsimha, because by hearing to the pastimes of the Lord and His devotees, our human form of life gets purified. That's what it said in the Shastras. So it's very important for us to listen to the pastimes, and at the same time, after half an hour after Katha, we will draw some principles from this story. There are few principles. There are each line is a principle here, tattva. Actually, while I was reading, going through, everything is a tattva. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in this Puri Jagannath, he used to go to Tota Gopinath to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Pandit. So when he goes there, Gadadhar Pandit every day used to ask Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, today which shloka shall I take? Which one should be recited? So Mahaprabhu used to say, either Prahlada or Dhruva Maharaj. These two stories he used to listen a lot from Gadadhar Pandit. So Prahlada Charitra and Dhruva Charitra is very important for us, especially the Grihasthas, and also for practicing devotees to understand how important a devotional service and how important the hearing, chanting and remembering in our life about Vishnu to go back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Connected. So, when Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadeva Goswami, they were discussing the Srimad Bhagavatam, this particular section is so important. Sukadeva Goswami dedicated this So this section is so important. The whole 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is dedicated for Prahlada Maharaj. So Prahlada Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, even before that, Yudhishthira Maharaj, he was conducting Rajasuya Yajna, and so many Rishis, Munis, Rajas, all the Maharajas, everybody attended, and Krishna himself was personally present. Narada Muni was there, Vyasdeva was there, all were there. Then in front of Yudhishthira Maharaj, when the Shishupala was killed, severed by his head by Krishna, Shishupala's soul went directly and attained the feet of Lord Krishna. Looking at this, Yudhishthira Maharaja got confused. He thought, everywhere it is said, do dharma, dharmatma, but what happened here? Here Shishupala is a asura. Why his soul is getting a moksha, liberation, and is going? So when this question was asked to Narada Muni, then Narada Muni starts saying that Lord is equal to Suras, Asuras and everyone. Lord is equal to everyone. So from this story of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlada, we understand Lord is equal to everyone. This is one of the principles. It's because of our association with the three modes of material, we distinguish that he is my friend and he is my enemy. But in actuality, there is no enemy and there is no friend actually. So all are having Paramatma in their heart, and Lord is equal to everyone. So the chapter starts like that, the first chapter, and then the Supreme Lord is equal to everyone. The chapter starts like that, the first one. And then the second chapter talks of Hiranyakashipu, king of demons. Here the explanation is actually what happens. Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha are the sons of Diti and Kashyapa. So because of the time of birth, which is Raudra Muhurta, both of them are born as Asuras, Rakshasas. So, because they are Rakshasas, Asuras, they wanted to win over whole material world, because the whole material, who is the owner of the whole material world? Krishna. Krishna is the owner. He is the Mayadhyakshena Prakriti. under his presidency, everything runs, Adhyaksha. But the others want to take over. Who? The Asuras want to take over. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. They thought, let us challenge Vishnu and let us take over. So the easiest way to make anybody unhappy or challenge is either you grab his property or you tease his wife. This is the very easiest way. So Hiranyaksha, what he did, Bhudevi, who is the wife of Vishnu, he went and he kidnapped her and he took her to the ocean and he put her in the ocean. Then the message went to Vishnu, and Vishnu became very angry and he was looking for Hiranyaksha, and Hiranyaksha was winning all other earthly planets, everything is one. Now he was going to Patalaloka, he went to Varuna, and Varuna was an old man with beard, white beard and white hairs, and he was sitting and he was very old. Then Hiranyaksha took his sword and this, and he challenged him. He said, I am an old man, what do you want to challenge? I am already surrendered to you. You please go, and if you want to win over, win Vishnu, you know. Meantime, Narada Muni comes, and Narada Muni, he goes to Vishnu and he says, you are looking for Hiranyaksha, go to the Patal Loka, he is there. He comes to Hiranyaksha and he says, what you are fighting with this old man, you go to Vishnu who is waiting there. So immediately Hiranyaksha goes up, and at the same time Vishnu comes, and in the wild boar Varaha Avatara, Lord picks up the earth and he comes up. And at that time when Hiranyaksha attacked the Lord with his both feet, you know, he breaks his heart and he will be killed immediately. Then this message goes to Hiranyakashipu and Kayadu and Vrishabhanu, wife of Hiranyaksha, and Titi, all his relatives, they get this information. And they all become very aggrieved, and they will start mourning, and they will be very in a aggrieved position. Then at that point, Hiranyakashipu, who is Jaya himself, he starts a Gita, like Bhagavad Gita, Uddhava Gita, there is Hiranyakashipu Gita. Actually it is called Hiranyakashipu Gita. And it's full of philosophy. They are originally Jaya and Vijaya. So Jaya, Vijaya, when they were Dwarapalakas, when they were protecting the seventh gate, there are 7 gates for Vaikuntha. The 6 gates, these 4 Kumaras were allowed, Brahma Manasaputras, Sanat, Sanatana, Sanandana, Sanat Kumara, they were allowed. They all walked and nobody asked any visa or anything, they walked. When the 7th gate, last gate came, Jaya Vijaya thought, who are they? Why they are entering? Okay, Vaikuntha planet they have entered. Now they are entering the Antapura of the Lord. No, they should be stopped. So, without any other questioning or asking, they stopped. You know, sometimes if somebody wants to come to temple, we stop them. Do we stop? Do we stop? No? Mataji, do you stop if anybody coming to temple? No? I think we are all sadhus here. But I will tell now, all of you will agree now. Sometimes Prabhuji want to go for some urgent service. Mataji has to go to market. What happens? What Mataji will say? Mataji will say, we have to go for market, don't go to temple. Sometimes children will say, Appa, let's go to temple. We say, no, today you sit and study, don't go to temple. You know. So there are examples within us actually, but if you go a little further, the Asuras, they are going to stop only. They will not allow only. They will hit and beat and they do all this. So it is said, if somebody stops somebody going to temple or going to Lord, the next life will be, what life? Asura life actually. Jaya Vijaya got the Asura life, the next life. So we have to be a bit careful. Anyhow, the Lord here, when the 4 Kumaras came without any thinking, they stopped. And then immediately, these 4, they are Brahmanas. and they are 5-year-old boys, small looking, young, they are very old, but they are looking very young boys. They cursed immediately. Both of you go to earthly planet and become asuras. Actually, Manushas are called Bhusuras. You know, Bhusura means in the earthly planet, the Suras are who? Manushas. But here they are cursing, go to Bhuloka, become asuras. So these two people, they become asura here. Actually, Manusha, they were supposed to be Manusha, Bhusuras. They become worse than Bhusuras, they become asuras. So, even though they are devotees at the feet of the Lord, because of the three modes of Prakriti, Kriyamanani, the Bhagavad Gita says, because of the influence of the three modes of material nature, they came on this, because it's affecting here, they acted in a Asuric Bhava, and there was a curse of a Brahmana. So Prabhupada writes in the purport there, we should be very careful about Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. We should not hurt them in any way, because if they curse, we will get Asuric body. Then what happened? They came and Hiranyakashipu here he gave a very nice, sometimes when we talk to materialistic people, they talk very nicely, and then we get convinced also. Sometimes they will say, आप इतना मंदिर में जाता है, मगर हमारा बेटा देखो IIT में ज्वाइन किया है, तो हमारे को देखो भगवान ने मर्सिडीज बेंज दिया है, हमारे को देखो, then immediately हम भी थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं, ये क्या है बोल रहे हैं. So sometimes the materialistic gurus, they speak in such a way, they convince us that the spirituality and what we are doing at the service of the lotus feet of the Lord and Guru, we may start doubting on that one, which is not, as per Shastra, it is condemned. That's why when Hiranyakashipu said, they all got convinced, because they are also Asuric Bhava. When Hiranyakashipu said, they all got convinced and their grievance is gone. Sometimes while preaching, we preach, but internally it will be going on, So here, Hiranyakashipu preached very nicely, but inside he himself thought, I will not leave that Vishnu anyway. I have to take revenge on him. And the best way is, the next chapter starts, Hiranyakashipu planned to become immortal. So Hiranyakashipu, what he does, he thinks, better I become immortal because Vishnu is immortal, so then I can kill him. So who is the best person to pray for him, pray to him? He is Brahma, Lord Brahma, because Lord Brahma is the topmost, Adi Kavaye, and he is the first son of Vishnu, and he has been given the creation power. So if I take his blessings, the rest all will go smooth. So thinking that way, he started praying to Brahmaji. And it is said, before Hiranyakashipu or after Hiranyakashipu, till today, there is no such a severe austerity done by anybody else. Then we may question whether devotees of the Lord are not doing severe than Hiranyakashipu. No, it's very difficult actually. Only asuras can do severe austerities. The devotees cannot do ugra austerities actually. Prabhu, abhi time kya hua? Fasting break time aa gaya, पूछेगा हम लोग. So we are weak, we are not so strong, but they are strong in austerity. But austerity is condemned. It's not not condemned. It's not very suitable. The love and devotion is more than austerity. So, but Hiranyakashipu thought, and he did a Ghora Tapasya. Because of his Ghora Tapasya, there was a big heat from his head, and it spread all over, and everyone started losing power, and he started winning all Kim Purusha, Kinnara, all Rishis, Munis, Devatas, all of them became very weak. Only Hiranyakashipu, day by day, as his astra is going, is becoming very powerful and very famous. All TV channels showing him, and he became so famous. Then now he is so strong, then earth could not bear this pain. Then Bhumata with all the suras, they all went. There was a coalition government, all they went to whom? They went to Brahmaji, Shivaji and then Brahmaji. Then they also along with Shivaji, Brahmaji and they all went to Lord Vishnu. Then Lord Vishnu assured, don't worry, a great devotee is going to come, Prahlada, at the time I will come and I will clear all these Asuras on the earthly planet. So he assured and they all came back with the big assurance. Then Hiranyakashipu, he started ruling, and he started preaching everyone Om Hiranyaya Namaha. There is no Vishnuve Namaha, Narayanaya Namaha. Wherever yajna happens, he will send people, break all the yajna parts, yajna things, kill all the brahmanas, trouble them, give them all the trouble so that they will not chant Vishnu's name, they will chant only Om Hiranyaya Namaha. So everyone were fearful. Even though we want to chant, but it has been put in such a situation you are not able to chant. This is the position of all devatas. So then all devatas, they were all hiding. They were not available in their lokas. Indra is not in Indra loka. Chandra is not in Chandra loka. Everybody is hiding themselves from Hiranyakashipu. And they are trying to do little devotional service in a hiding way, not to show off or something. They are doing very little. Then Hiranyakashipu became stronger and stronger and stronger. While this tapasya is going on, Hiranyakashipu is having 4 sons. Anulada, Radha, Prahlada and Samhlada. There are 4 sons. Prahlada is the 3rd son. So the previous 2 sons are also asuras. So Indra and all devatas, they thought, okay, now he is not there, Hiranyakashipu in the palace. Let us go and attack his palace, bring Kayadu and kill the fetus so that we can kill at least the sons of Hiranyakashipu and the asuras are no more. No, at least we can take this revenge. So let us go. So Indra and all devatas, they went, they were cut. Indra was holding actually the mudi of the hairs of the Kayadu, and he was pulling and taking her. While he was taking her in such a condition, Narada Muni happened to come there. And Narada Muni saw this condition, an abhale, a lady who is pregnant, is taken in such a way, then immediately Narada Muni tells Indra, Indra is the Lord who is having maximum, I heard one of the lectures, it was said maximum FIR cases are larger than him, he is having all cases. You say rape, it is there. If you say stealing, it is there. If you is winning, any case you take, his name will be there. But still Lord is favoring him. So that's why everybody is confused. Why you only favor Indra? Why not asuras? We are much better than him, in some cases. Why you are not? This was a question they were putting always to Vishnu, So Prahlada, Nrsimha Deva's avatar is basically to clarify that one and to convince all the asuras, atheistic people that I can come through pillar also, from the stone. So, anyhow, when Hiranyakashipu, when Narada Muni said, no, this particular child is a great devotee of Lord, and he is going to deliver the whole universe. So please release Kayadu. I will take her to my ashram so that I will teach her and Prahlada in the womb. I will teach the Bhagavata Katha. So from samskara, it's very important. When a lady is Garbhavati, it's very important for her to listen to the Bhagavata Katha. Because what happens when the 6th month, Simantoyana comes, the brain starts developing. At the month, 3 months, these are all Kapila Muni's instructions from Kapila's, this one, Bhagavatam 3rd Canto. When the third month starts, the Indriyas starts developing. So, when the Indriyas are developing, at the time of developing, when the brain is developing, at the time of developing, if these kathas, which are pure in nature, which delivers the mankind, when it is heard, the child which is going to be born will also be a devotee, pure devotee of the Lord. So, it's recommended we can give Srila Prabhupada books to those devotees and we can request them. Or they can read Brahma Samhita, they can read Bhagavad Gita, they can hear kathas. So if Narada Muni thought, already Prahlada is pure, it's an initiation process. Now, when Prahlada comes under Guru, the Guru instructs him. Now Narada Muni takes Kayadu. Kayadu being she is also a very pious and devoted lady. So what she does, she serves Narada Muni since morning till evening. She will be cooking, she will be preparing everything for Narada Muni. And evening she sits for Bhagavata Katha. And Narada Muni, because in the evening time is Raudra Muhurta when all the asuras are going around. So that time if you read Bhagavatam, we will get purified. So then Narada Muni sat and then he started preaching Bhagavatam to Kayadu. Then Prahlada, Kayadu, because she was tired, she used to go and she become asleep and she will sleep off. Well, it's very common practice, right? When Bhagavatam goes on, so she became asleep and then Narada stopped. Oh, she is tired, let me continue tomorrow. But Prahlada, who is in the womb, he requested, oh Narada Muni, please continue, I am hearing. Hearing this one, Narada Muni was very much inspired and he went on explaining and Prahlada went on hearing the process. That's why Prahlada became the saintly son of Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu, then he completed his tapasya. By that time Brahmaji appeared. You know, Brahmaji, when he appeared, Hiranyakashipu was in the skeleton form. And even in the skeleton form, his soul was still present and still chanting Om Brahmaya Namaha, Om Brahmaya Namaha. He was chanting to Brahmaji. When Brahmaji came with Kashyapa Muni and also Daksha was with him, Prajapati. So both of them, they came. When they came and saw Hiranyakashipu in this form, they are actually searching where is the person. You know, when you come, you see, you will not search a skeleton, you will search a person. They are searching the person with a kingly order, but he is not found and a skeleton was found. And then they saw, they said, Brahmaji said, you are the best among the yogis who have done such a tapasya. Nobody has done till today, and I am very pleased. You know, devatas get pleased very fast. So they said, we are very pleased. Ask what you want benefit. He is already a Asura. You ask him what you want. Then Hiranyakashipu said, I want to be immortal. I don't want to meet the death, he said. Then Brahmaji said, no, this benediction, sorry, I cannot give, because for me death is there. Whoever comes under the influence of Kala, time, they all have death, because there is a beginning, there is a end, there is a time frame. But above Brahmaloka, when we go to the spiritual planets, it's beyond time. So there is no time constraint. Time factor is not there. So here Brahmaji said, I am also under the influence of time. Sorry, I cannot give this benediction. Ask me something else. Then Hiranyakashipu thought, this Brahmaji is Suragana, no? Is the top, no? But still I am not less than anybody else. I am so intelligent. I'll ask him in a different ways, you know, to get that immortality. So then he puts the conditions. Sorry, I'm still... Yeah, then he puts the conditions that, oh Brahmaji, if that is the case, do one thing. I don't want to be killed by any man, Manushya, or by any Devatas. I should not be killed inside the house, outside the house. I should not be killed on the sky or on the earth. I should not be killed by any weapons, or I should not be killed in the day or night. So he put all the conditions. Then Brahmaji said, Tatast. Then Brahmaji thought, okay, all finished now, let me go now. Before going, he asked, is there anything else? Because Brahmaji wants to put so many constraints for the Lord to appear in such a way to prove to the world, you put any constraint to Lord, still Lord has the ways to win over, you know. So this is what he wants to establish. Then he asked, anything else? He said, I should not be killed by Sajiva and Nirjiva also, you know. He put that another condition, last condition. Then Brahmaji said, Tathastu. After saying this, Brahmaji left, and Hiranyakashipu, you know, sometimes we take shelter of the Lord till that thing happens, you know. Once that happens, then exam mein kitna marks aaya? Aaya Prabhuji around 98%. Because of my hard work, you know, before going to appear into exam, it was Lord, Guru's mercy, Vaishnava mercy, all this will come. Once it is taken, somebody goes, it changes, you know. I am not telling about devotee children, outside children. So in any case, materialistic people basically, you know, materialistic people, till they get the benefit, they become humble, they become all this. Once they get the benefit, they will show their faces. So Hiranyakashipu, he started, I got everything now. Let me now start my work. So he started winning all the planets. Everybody were under his control, Musti. Nobody can do anything. Chant Hiranyaya Namaha. If they chant, because Chandra, Surya, Varuna, Vayu, all under his control. If you chant Hiranyaya Namaha, you will get water, electricity, everything. Nowadays politicians like that, no? More or less like that. In this area, have you voted me? Okay, you will get all the things. If you have not voted me, okay, cut all the things, you know. So similarly, Hiranyakashipu, he stopped everything to those who are not chanting the holy name. The Vishnu devotees are troubled like anything. And Vishnu devotees are so much suffering. And in such condition, after that Hiranyakashipu, he comes back palace and he hears that Kayadha has given birth to Prahlada. He was very happy and he calls Prahlada. After he becomes immortal, he terrorizes. After terrorizing, then then he actually Hiranyakashipu, he calls Prahlada. Prahlada comes. So we may when Prahlada comes, Hiranyakashipu saw Prahlada is so beautiful, very small child, 2-year-old. He called him, he asked him to sit on his lap, and he smelled his hairs actually, you know, the Prahlada. You know, it's said in Shastras, the parents have to smell the child's head actually, because by that their ayu, increases actually. In the samskaras it is said. So their ayus will increase, their virtues will increase, and the bonding between the parent and the child will increase. Sometimes we see the Arabs also, they kiss on the forehead, you know. So here Hiranyakashipu, he was very happy to see Prahlada, and he asked, oh Prahlada, what is the best thing and worthy in this planet? He asked that one. Thinking that because the whole world is glorifying Hiranyaya Namaha, he thought my son also going to glorify me. or he will tell something, the best thing for the Artha, Dharma, Kama, Moksha and all this. So when Prahlada, he said the best thing is to serve Lord Hari. The moment Hari name he was heard, immediately he threw Prahlada. He said, Prahlada, from where this knowledge came? My palace, in my palace, any room is there where they are teaching this Hari, about Hari? Where you learned this one? Started. Then Prahlada continued actually about glorifying Lord Hari, and Hiranyakashipu immediately he thought, bacha hai, jata nahi hai. You know, sometimes it happens, our children when they're small, when they speak, you know, when they will say some words, we say, ah, bacha bahut acha hai, is selling very nicely. Continue. When the child becomes little elder, 2-3 years, if it says, oh, Appa, you're fool, or you're this and all, then you say, what is this? You know, we start sending him to school. Okay, try to go to school. Okay. So then he called Shenda and Amarka the sons of Shukracharya. Shukracharya post is very difficult. You know, Shukracharya is the guru for Daityas. You know, so he has to make Daityas. So here Shenda and Amarka, who are trained in all these materialistic Asuric bhavas, they were called and they ordered them, both of you take this child and teach him all the Asuric bhavas, Asuric qualifications, demonic qualifications. They were very happy, we are going to teach King's son, you know. So they were very happy. They took Prahlada and they took Prahlada to the school, and then they started preaching. First day Prahlada started chanting the holy name of Hari, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, and all this Hari's name he is taking. Then this teacher said, Shuru mein na hota hai, still he has to learn, you know. So they started teaching, but Prahlada is never hearing to them. Then Prahlada was not only hearing to them, he started preaching to the Daityas there, you know, in the school. They started preaching to Daityas. For these Daityas, this is a new topic, you know, when some new teaching is there, learning process is there, so they started enjoying actually, something new is coming here, Hari's name. And of course, Hari's name is enjoyable for each and everyone. Surudam Sarva Bhutanam, he is there, he is thinking of us always, and he is enjoyable, Susukham. We can do with, very happily we can do the service of the Lord. So they all chanted Hari's name and they were all corrupted now, according to Hiranyakashipu and his school. So now came Shenda and Amarka, they are all dancing and chanting Hari's name. They started worrying. For some moment, they also started chanting Hari's name and they were dancing along with the children, because Paramatma is there in their heart also. So they were enjoying that one also. Then suddenly they realized their position. You know, when Asuric Bhava is there, this is another problem. Even though we want to become something good, but because suddenly we realize, oh, I am Asura, my position is Asura, oh, let me do this one, you know. So we take the position. So here, these two, then again they took Prahlada separately from the class and they said, Prahlada, you are chanting, that's okay. You don't corrupt all these children, you know, because our job depends on this only. If we lose the job, where we will go? For you, you will go to palace, but where we will go? Please don't do this. Then immediately the Shenda and Amarka, they requested Prahlada nicely, but Prahlada started preaching them actually, because Prahlada cannot speak anything away from the truth. He is the he is the pure devotee of the Lord. Pure devotee never speaks untruth, you know, whatever the condition he is put in. So then again, Hiranyakashipu, now almost 5 years Prahlada, now Hiranyakashipu want to see his son, you know, after doing the residential school. He want to meet the child and see how far he has progressed, you know. So he called Prahlada, and when Prahlada came, he was glowing like anything, and Hiranyakashipu became very happy to meet Prahlada after so many days. Then he called him and again he asked him, oh Prahlada, tell now what you have learned from your teachers. Shenda Amarka standing for ready to receive the what is that, dismiss order, yeah, from the king and ready to go home. They are standing there and shivering and they are praying actually. Prahlada, don't tell Hiranyayanama, don't tell Pranama. They are requesting him. Again and again they are telling, because their position is very important. So at that time Prahlada was asked by Hiranyakashipu, Prahlada, I am very happy now. You went to school, you went to my syllabus school, no? So now you tell what you have learned from the teachers. That time Prahlada tells Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Dasyam, Archanam, Vandanam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. These 9 processes of devotional service at the lotus feet of Hari is the best. Now Hiranyakashipu could not tolerate. Immediately he threw him back and he said, how can you utter Hari's name? And all these days I have sent you to school to hear about me, to learn about me, to glorify me. What those teachers have taught you. He called Shandana Markand, he cursed them. Why you are doing? You will be dismissed, you will be killed and all like that. Then he thought, okay, what these poor teachers will do. My son is doing like this. Sometimes from you open the almanac, school diary, there will be so many notes coming from teacher. We go and attack the teacher, because we cannot attack the children. We attack the teacher. So what is the use of attacking the teacher? Now he is telling, Prahlada, I am going to kill you now. He thought by hearing this, Prahlada will listen. Then Prahlada did not listen. He continued glorifying Hari again and again. Then Hiranyakashipu, he called the soldiers. He said, take him away and kill him. See, the asuric bhava of a person goes to the extent he is ready to kill his own son. He is not seeing relation, he is not seeing age, he is not seeing anything here. He is just seeing his ego, his position. So here he was told, now for them it is difficult for soldiers. They have to kill at the same time as king's son also. But still they took him, so many punishments were given. But Prahlada won over all the punishments just because he is an unalloyed devotee of the Lord. He is always chanting the holy name. And then Prahlada, actually when Prahlada met the school children, other children, they asked the question, Prahlada, you are born here in the same place where we are all born, and your father is our king, Asura's king. But where did you learn all this? Then Prahlada gives the explanation, when I was in the womb, I learned these things from Narada Muni. I am not this body. That's the one he learns. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and devotional service at the lotus feet of the Lord is the topmost service. So these things he explains to them and to convince them. Then here, now, where was it? Right? Where was the story? Yeah, no, he saying for killing, everywhere Prahlada sees the relation with this material world. And he chants the holy name. These two things, relation and chanting the holy name. When he was put in the Samudra, he calls out, Samudra, ocean, he calls out, Tata. Tata means grandfather, please help me. समुद्र राजा बोलता है मेरे को कौन है grandfather बुला रहे हैं. Who is that fellow calling me grandfather? Then Samudra Raja comes and he sees a small child. He says, you're put here. Who are you? Then Prahlada says, I am son of Lakshmi Devi. Samudra Raja Tanaye Sriranga Dameshwari. So Lakshmi is your daughter Samudra Raja. I am son of Lakshmi Devi. I am grandson. Oh Tata, please protect me. Now tell me, now Samudra Raja can do something? He cannot. He sent him out. Then snakes came. He was given he was put inside a cage of snakes where poisonous snakes were there. Then
when he went, he bowed down to all the snakes and he said, "Oh, you are all serving my father as a bed. Now you are going to kill me. Most welcome, you can do that." Then they all realized his father bed and he is the son, so we should not kill him. So they all left. Then when Hiranyakashipu heard all these things, that he is protected from all these poisonous snakes and all, then he thought he is not ordinary. Better, instead of a snake biting, better give the poison, hala poison, inside his mouth. So the cooks, they put it and they put inside. Also that did not work. Then finally, Hiranyakashipu, he was brought in front of Hiranyakashipu. Then Hiranyakashipu thought, all have failed, no problem. But I have Brahma's vara. I can kill anybody. So what is the question of my son? Let me kill him. So he takes the sword and then he goes, "Prahlada, I am going to kill you." Then at the same time he want to kill Hari also, because Hari is his enemy. If I kill Hari, where he will take the name? Let me kill him. Then he had a doubt. Where is Hari? So it's better through Prahlada I will ask Hari to come and I can kill him. So then he asked Prahlada, "Is your Hari everywhere?" Then for Prahlada it was very easy answer. For us it's a difficult answer. We have to go through science. Somebody has to prove, and all, so many things are there for us to understand. But for Prahlada it's very easy. When a child comes to our temple, asks where is the Lord, immediately they will show at Sharada Shamasudra. For us, if somebody asks where is the Lord, then we say Lord is in the Goloka, and then we come down and we show the Archa Vigraha here. Then Prahlada immediately answers, "My Hari is everywhere." Now Narayana is sleeping in Vaikunta, now he got up. He said, "Hari everywhere," he is telling. "Of course I am there as energy. Now it's my time to go and protect my child, Prahlada." Immediately he spread his, he went and present everywhere in Andantarastha Paramanu, Shayantarastha, everywhere he is present. So he was present. Now the next question was, Hiranyakashipu, everywhere okay, but in the stone he is there. So immediately asked, "Is he there in this pillar?" Because for us pillar is a stone. In our temple, pillar, we come and we put our bag, we hold, we do whatever after eating sometimes, we don't know, many things we do. But here pillar, the moment pillar, immediately Nrsimha with full energy entered inside the pillar, because next place is pillar, So Hiranyakashipu took the Gada and he asked 3 times. If you want to call Nrsimha, call 3 times. He will not come 1 time. For sure. You have to call 3 times. Because when our Nrsimha in Mayapur was installed, today there is a WhatsApp message has come, please go through that. When Nrsimha was installed, Radhapadas Prabhuji, he went 3 times to Kumbakonam or somewhere to convince the Stapati, the sculptor, to make Lord Nrsimha. The 3rd time he agreed, and 3rd time Lord started sculpture, and 3rd time he appeared. Please go through that. So when you are calling Prahlada Nrsimha call 3 times. So here, Nrsimha 3rd time when he hit the pillar, astonishing sound. Nobody has heard that sound. Such a big sound came. And everybody was worried. Everybody knows. But except devotee is not worried. I read one statement which is very beautiful. Worrying is the misuse of our imagination. It's a very beautiful statement. Worrying is a misuse of our imagination. You have been given imagination. Think about Lord Hari. Why you worry actually? There should not be worry. It should be Hari always. So here Prahlada only is thinking about Hari and he is chanting. He knows Nrsimha is going to appear. His Hari definitely is going to come. He is very cool, calm. Whereas all other Devatas, they were all, they did not hear this sound before. Then Nrsimha Bhagavan appeared. Bhagavan Nrsimha Bhagavan. Garjantam, Garjayantam, Spotayantam, Apayantam, Divibhutisham, Shepayantam, Shipantam, Kannantam, Bhujayantam, Dividisatam, Samarantam, Varantam, Dikshantam, Purnayantam, Divya Simham Namami. Before this, Nrsimha, when he was inside pillar, he was thinking which form to take now. Lord also has to think something, it's not only us, sometimes Lord has to think. The conditions, constraints are so much. Not inside, not outside, up, down, this, that. Hiranyakashipu, in Vishnu Purana it comes. Hiranyakashipu makes a statement to Prahlada. He says, I am going to kill you like a lion going to kill an elephant. I will pierce you like that. Then Nrsimha got an idea now immediately, He said, okay, I will come as Nrsimha now. Then immediately he changed his form to Nrsimha form. And then Nrsimha appeared and he killed within no moment, he killed the Hiranyakashipu. Hare Krishna. Nrsimha Bhagavan ki, Prahlada Maharaj ki. Our class still not finished. I know I am the one who stops everyone at 9 o'clock, but today let's go a little more. We'll conclude very fast. So there are principles we can take from this story. Many principles, or thousands of principles are there in this 7th canto, but some of the main I have taken from the Prabhupada's purports. The principal one, Vaishnava Aparada. This is the most dangerous, and like Hiranyakashipu, Jaya and Vijaya, they stopped the saintly persons. It was a aparada. They could have inquired from them, or they could have inquired from the authority Vishnu. They did not do. They took their own position and they did the aparada. So from there their asuric life starts. And also Prahlada was a Mahatma. He is a great son of the pious son and a devotee. But he was all along, Hiranyakashipu did the aparada. So Vaishnava aparada is very dangerous. So here, Parikshit Maharaj tells to Sukadeva Goswami, my dear king, when a man persecutes great souls, all his benedictions of longevity, beauty, fame, religion, blessings and promotion to higher planets will be destroyed. If we do aparada at any one of the Vaishnavas in our temple here, we will face all these problems. I am not terrorizing, but I am telling what is there in Bhagavatam. So we have to be very careful in dealing with the devotees, and we have to be very careful. So the next is, but there is a hope also here, very big hope is given. Sukadeva Goswami explained that because of their offences at the feet of devotees, 2 attendants of the Lord Vaikuntha named Jaya and Vijaya became Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha in Satya Yuga, Ravana and Kumbhakarna in the next Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Shishupala and Dantavakra at the end of Dwapara Yuga. Because of their fruity wax, Jaya and Vijaya agreed to become the Lord's enemies, and when killed in that mentality, they attained salvation in oneness. Thus, even in one thinks of Supreme Personality of Godhead in the enemy, he attains salvation. What then is to be said of devotees who always engage in the Lord's service with love and faith? We don't want to go to Goloka's 7th step, and from there we don't want to return again to this material world. In this life only, if we can chant the holy name, we can go back to Godhead. So when we do service with love and faith, we can go back. So the story started with Shishupala, because Shishupala, when he was attaining, the others could not understand. So here is the answer. They were originally Jaya Vijaya. Then they become Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. Then they become Ravana and Kumbhakarna. And at the end, the Shishupala and Dantavakra. The principle 2 is Lord is everywhere. So we have to see in relation. When we see the things, the material nature, we have to see with relation. Everywhere Lord is present. So this is another principle. To prove that the statement of his servant Prahlada Maharaja was substantial, in other words, to prove that the Supreme Lord is present everywhere, even within the pillar of an assembly hall, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari exhibited a wonderful form never before seen. The form was neither that of a man nor that of a lion. Thus the Lord appeared in his wonderful form in assembly hall. Now, Lord is present everywhere in every form. Now, our temple is there. Our temple properties are there. Temple things are there. How much more Lord present here? So how much more we have to care here our properties of the temple. This is application. I am talking principle, at the same time I am talking application. So we have to take care of our all temple properties much more than any other properties, because here the Lord is present in Andantarastha Paramanu Jayantarastham, and in temple it's much more actually. So application for this will be, we take care of our properties in the temple and our devotees, and he is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and at the same time. Such is the primeval Lord who I adore, Brahma Samhita says, So, he is present everywhere, and we need to respect, and at the same time the Lord is giving us an opportunity to enjoy this, all these for his service actually. We are serving for his service. Next is unalloyed faith. Prabhupada writes in the second chapter 41, we should have firm faith that the Lord is supreme, and that if we surrender to him, he will take charge of us and indicate how we can get out of material life and return home back to Godhead. So here a comparison between a demigod and the Supreme Lord, and a devotee and a asura, all these comes where, see, for Hiranyakashipu, the topmost demigod Brahma was supreme for him, and he thought everything he will get from him, so he ignored Lord. Whereas for devotee, the Lord is supreme. So he established the supremacy of Lord, and he was always serving the Lord. At the same time, he was respecting all the devotees of the Lord, including the demigods. So the next is, my dear friends, O sons of demons, you cannot please the Supreme Personality of Godhead by becoming perfect Brahmanas, demigods, or great saints, or by becoming perfect good in etiquette or vast learning. None of these qualifications can awaken the pleasure of the Lord, nor by charity, austerity, sacrifice, cleanliness, or vows can one satisfy the Lord. The Lord is pleased only if one has unflinching, unalloyed devotion to him. Without sincere devotional service, everything is simply a show. So here Prahlada is preaching to his friends. He is teaching the unalloyed devotion to them. He is telling that no other, the birth, whatever the opulences, whatever we have, everything is zero when it comes to the devotional service. The Lord is pleased only by our devotion, nothing else. So, considering this one, application for this is, when we come to the temple, we have to be humble, and we have to, in the Vaishnava etiquette it is said, the king is not supposed to come in the palanquin when he comes. Sometimes we notice devotees coming, if those who are having some problems with health and all, okay. Sometimes, they come with the socks and all inside the temple. So it's all better we avoid, we come with a very humble way, at least physically. Hare Krishna, mentally also we have to practice. Devotional service is the topmost. In any assembly where there are discourses about saints and devotees, O King Yudhishthira, even the enemies of the demons, namely the demigods, what to speak of you, would cite Prahlada Maharaj as an example of a great devotee. Narada Muni is telling the devotional service of Prahlada is so great that Prahlada is glorified even among the demigods. He is born only here, he is a devotee. So devotee's position is much higher than demigods, because demigods comes under the time frame. A devotee at the Lord's service is eternal, they are beyond. Everyone can be purified by his activity simply by hearing about them. Hare Krishna. Yeah. The hearing process. Nonetheless, if one studies the entire Bhagavad Gita as it is, Krishna is very easy to understand. The Krishna conscious movement is just trying to make Krishna known all over the world as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. If people take this movement seriously, their lives as human beings will be successful. So we are all into Krishna conscious movement, which is a great movement by Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada is telling us, if we take it seriously and if we can preach the whole world, so then our life will become very successful. Power of listening. Simply by hearing this Vedic literature, the feeling for loving devotional service to Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality, sprouts up at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion and fearfulness. Because these three things, moha, lamentation, shoka and fearfulness, bhaya. Bhaya, moha and shoka. These three always it will be eating us. But by reading the scriptures, Bhagavatam and Bhagavata Shravana, Kathas, so we will be free from them. By the grace of Prahlada Maharaj, all his class friends, sons of demons, became Vaishnavas. They did not like hearing from their so-called teachers, Randa and Amarka, who were interested only in teaching them about diplomacy, politics, economic development and similar topics meant exclusively for sense gratification. Once we hear the Katha of the Lord, we will not be interested in any other sense gratification, other mundane topics. So at least when we come to the temple and we practice here, we should make sure that most of our time here is spent for the Krishna Katha, or glorifying Krishna, not on the mundane plan. Chanting the holy name is the ultimate. Narada Muni says, this is very encouraging for Grihasthas, the process of the chanting the holy name of the Lord is so powerful that by this chanting, even householders, Grihasthas, can very easily gain the ultimate result achieved by persons in the renounced order. Maharaja Yudhishthira, I have now explained to you that process of religion. Srila Prabhupada writes, by associating with the devotees and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, any man in any condition of life can achieve the highest perfection without a doubt. Prabhupada gives us here, like Krishna says, do not doubt. Sarvadharman Parityaja. So similarly, Prabhupada is telling two mantra here. One is associating with the devotees. Second one is chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This should be our motto, our mantra. Any man in any condition, I may be a grihastha, I may be a brahmachari, I may be a sannyasi, I may be so many reasons, I may be a student, I may be a worker, I may be a retired person, whatever my condition is, can achieve the highest perfection of Krishna Prema without a doubt. Shri Prahlada Nrsimha Bhagavan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So humble request for all those devotees, those who are present here, who are not chanting the holy name of the Lord, please take up the process and please chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So when Prahlada went near to the Nrsimha Deva, till then all other devatas, they were fearful to go near. Lakshmi said, even I have not seen my husband like this before. He is not my husband, So then immediately Prahlada went near. When Nrsimha Deva saw Prahlada, he kept his hand on Prahlada. Because of the touch of the Lord, immediately, till then Prahlada was glorifying. Now Prahlada was touched by the Lord. All his whatever remaining material things, everything nullified, and he became totally spiritual, and he starts prayers. So many prayers comes there. Then one of the prayers I will tell because it gives the answer for this. Many devotees may think why he could have been killed by Nrsimha Deva could have pierced at the chest, he could have pierced at the brain. Why it's only intestine? This answer we get from Pitrus, the Pitas. They pray. The Pitas, they will pray to Lord when Lord appeared. Oh Lord, this Hiranyakashipu had taken all the pindas given to us by our sons and grandsons and all this, whatever offerings given In the Shraddha ceremony, all he ate and it was in his stomach. So we could not get released. So Lord, to make them release, he took that intestine and he put it on his neck. So whatever was in the intestine, left over in the intestine of Hiranyakashipu, that was offered to the Lord. In that way, all the Pitrus are delivered. So, if somebody may question why Lord Nrsimha Deva is putting intestine on his head, so this may come. So, it's the Pitrus, when they are praying, they are telling this. Very beautiful prayers of all. Please read one by one shloka of the prayers of the Devatas, Kinnaras and all. It's very beautiful prayers are there. So that way it happens. Then now, Nrsimha Deva asks, "Oh Prahlada, what do you want?" Because, for Lord always it is question, what do you want? Because somebody comes, they say, I'm a doctor working for so many years, business barabar nahi ho raha hai. Can you send some patient to me? Our Shamasundara says, Tadastu. We cannot say no. Then the patient, following doctor is still here, that left, the patient will come, he will pray, please don't send me to doctor, remove all the rogas from me. He will say, take Charanamrut Tadastu. Then the next student comes, there should be no hard studies and all, please pass me. So many things, and Lord is standing and is giving everything to everyone. Imagine, can we do? We are partial. Lord is not a partial, he is impartial. That's what he proved here. And even in the stone he can come. So we have to be careful when we are passing through pillars, stones, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Bhagavan ki. Then Prahlada says, "Oh Lord, you think I am a businessman?" But we are not like that, no? If something, आप इतना सेवा करता है प्रभु जी, इसलिए भगवान दिया आपको. Actually, हमारा सेवा जो है to go back to garden, not to get some benefit from Lord. But the devotees also put in such a way to encourage devotees, so that let them continue and do more service, So some chocolate is shown. But in any case, Prahlada asked the question, do you think I am doing business? I am not a businessman. I am Palini Asura, but I am asking you pure devotional service. Please grant me. Not to me alone, to my Father. Then the Lord become pleased, because he is not asking to himself, he is asking for others. This is the basis for our Krishna conscious movement. Prabhupada writes very clearly, our Krishna conscious movement is meant for the whole world. Every one of us has a great responsibility to go and preach to the whole world, make everyone Krishna conscious. प्रभु उनको नहीं बोल सकते, वो बहुत मेटेरियलिस्टिक है. No, you go and tell everyone. Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also said. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I apologize, I took little more. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.